Alright. Hello, Internet, and welcome back to the story, Nook. I don't know what happened. My computer battery went from having 30 minutes to like a whole hour left. So we're just gonna go and see how far into this next set we can record. And now we're gonna read some stories from Malicious Compliance that I've had queued up for about a month or so. Our first story is from Coach GE. Sure, give me the traffic violation ticket. Long time lurker, first time poster. This happened in the Philippines! I've never been there. How is it? I've heard nice things. Yes, I know, computer, you need to update. Let me read these 3 stories, and then I will update you once I get home. And then you can finally be happy and go, yay, I updated! I hope everyone has water or something. 3 years ago, I was driving to get some lunch for me and my coworkers. I stopped at an intersection with a traffic light. I was to turn left and made sure to stop before the yellow intersection box. There were no painted markings on the road apart from the intersection box. This is important. Whilst waiting for the light to turn green, the traffic enforcer suddenly knocked on my window and told me that I have stopped my car beyond the white stop line for cars. Basically, the enforcer said I was impeding the pedestrian crosswalk. My coworker, seated in the passenger seat, and I checked through the car windows, and we cannot see any painted lines on the road apart from the intersection mark. The enforcer guided me to turn left and made me stop at the side of the road. It was lunchtime, and it's common for some traffic enforcers here to ask for bribes for people to get out of violations. The following conversation then went as follows. Enforcer: you know why I stopped you? OP: no, please enlighten me. Enforcer: you stopped within the pedestrian lane. OP: even though there were no clear markings on the road? Enforcer: they're there, clear as day. Very, very faded, but still there. OP: getting the hint that the enforcer is asking for bribes. Okay. Enforcer: do you want me to give you a ticket? OP: yes, please. You are an enforcer of the law. If you tell me that I made a violation, then I completely trust your authority. I apologize for the driving error I made, so please write your ticket, give it to me, then I'll immediately settle my fines. Thank you also for letting me know that I committed a mistake, and I will make sure to not do it again. Enforcer suddenly had a Pikachu face, realizing that he won't be getting a bribe from me. After 10 seconds of stunned silence, he just said, "Get the hell out of here." I drove off with my lunch intact, money intact, and 2 bouts of howling laughter courtesy of myself and my coworker. Because that is hilarious. I don't know exactly, what the laws are. And it took me a minute because I was just like, you were waiting to turn left. Because I don't know if Philippine roads are like American roads or... Because I know in Britain you drive on the opposite side of the road. I don't exactly know how all that works. It's complicated. I didn't read the traffic manual for America. I shouldn't say shit about the traffic in the Philippines. But I find it hilarious that enforcer was just like, I would like free money. I pull you over on Trump charges, and you're just like, oh, I'm so sorry, officer. Go ahead and write your little ticket. I'll go ahead and settle my fines immediately. Thank you, officer. And he's just like, get out of my face. I wanted money, not to actually write tickets I might get in trouble for. I don't know how the legal system works there. I don't know if there's a way for you to be protest a fine or whatever. Professional Row 340 is who wrote our next story. No attendance policy? No problem. My senior year of high school, I took a 0 period elective class. School started at 8, 0 period was a 7 a.m. class. The teacher only taught that class and was a former lawyer and adjunct college professor. He told us college won't have an attendance policy, so neither will I. Congratulations, teacher. You didn't go to the college I went to. Those weirdos had an attendance policy and it was weird as shit. You'll be graded in the work you complete, and any work you miss won't count for or against you. We were given a quiz every week and a test at the end of every 6 weeks. Apparently, he expected us to follow his policy in good faith, and for the most part, everyone did. But by the 5th, 6 weeks, baseball season was in full swing, and I was tired of leaving home at 6:30 for class, so I decided to test his policy. I showed up for the first week and took the weekly quiz. I got an A, and I didn't come back for the rest of the 6 weeks, period. To his credit, the teacher followed his policy. I was graded on the one quiz I aced and got an A for the entire 6 weeks, though he apparently regularly asked if I was still a student. I felt bad and showed up again for the last 6 weeks. It was obviously not universally accurate, as many colleges do have attendance policies. They might have attendance policies now, but probably back in his day, like, if you showed up on quiz day, you were good. It's fascinating how hung up people are on the teacher's idea of how college works doesn't match reality, as if him not understanding how college works after he attended in like the 50s is material to the story, right? This man has already lived, he went to college, he graduated, like, back in the day, all you had to do was show up and ace your fucking test. Nowadays, they want you in there because they want to make sure you can't bitch about how much they're charging you. So, yeah. Our next story comes from Different Scholar 548. Change the salary system after start date? More than happy to comply. Here, a little story about a summer job I did a while ago that y'all might enjoy. I love reading the good old y'all. My southern accent just wants to play today. This happened a few years back. It was during summer break, and I was back home from university, looking for something to do to keep me busy and to earn some cash. I stumbled upon an ad for a local music festival needing help managing their concerts, mostly checking in visitors and also working as a driver. I reached out, said I would be interested, and tell them my hourly fee, which I earned from my last job. They answered back rather quickly and told me to start ASAP. Since they didn't argue with me about my proposed hourly rate, I gathered that they accepted it. Well, a few days after I started working for them, one of the bosses approached me and said they don't exactly do the hourly rate, but rather pay a fixed price for a day you work for them. At first, I was annoyed that it would have been much less than I initially thought I would earn, but then I realized I can just use their own system against them. Want me to go around and hand out flyers for people for 30 minutes? Yep, this will be noted as a whole day. Want me to go collect additional chairs and bring them to the venue for 20 minutes? Yep, another day added. You get my system by now. Oh, that sweet, sweet moment when after the whole gig I handed my registered days calculation to the boss. She looked at it, her eyes turned wide, and you can see her thought process on her face calculating. I simply grinned while she realized that her system absolutely backfired with me, and they played otherwise. I ended up earning more than they would have had they paid me with the hourly system I proposed. One week I had the money in my bank account. Weirdly enough, I never heard back. Would have loved to work for them again. I bet you would have, OP, but they're just like, oh shit, we fucked up. We can't have this person again. They'll realize we fucked up. And to me, that is hilarious. And that's just the Reddit page. So those are the 3 Reddit stories I've put. And that's only 9 minutes. Should I go find another Reddit story? Well, we'll go this one. It sounds hilarious. Just by the title, and it was right there on the Reddit page. Also posted in Malicious Compliance. And it's posted by Lime_Orchid07. We have to go to a meeting instead of a funeral? Try us. First things first, I am not the one doing this malicious compliance. Second things second, this is a repost due to my original post being removed due to uncertain fallout. I have now asked around and got some certain feedback. I am a student of a public school district which was recently taken over by the state government. Early on into the school year, one of my classmates died. We weren't told how they died, but most of us think it was a self-termination, suicide. Let's see if YouTube clocks this video. I don't know. I'm not making money off YouTube right now. Please support me on Patreon or Ko-fi. The funeral for the student was scheduled on the same day a mandatory meeting for teachers in the district was scheduled. My teachers got into a week-long argument with the district about whether or not they can go to the funeral. The district said this: "You have to show up at the meeting." Cue malicious compliance. The teachers that were going to the funeral, I counted 8, but I'm probably wrong, showed up at the meeting. My teachers said that they took one step inside, then walked back to our cars. When at the funeral, I counted 8 teachers and several consultants. Consultants didn't have to go to the meeting. And now the aftermath. Good news. My teachers haven't been fired. But there is some bad news. The district is cracking down on teachers speaking out against the district. Edit. This comes from the sayings of teachers from both my school and other schools. Please take it with a grain of salt. When it comes to the family of the kid, I don't know what happened. Info about the takeover. I know someone's going to ask me about this, so here is the info I have gathered on the takeover. Earlier in 2023, the Texas Education Agency, took over the Houston Independent School District. Why did they take over? One or two sources are conflicting on the number. Schools were failing. Due to a 2015 Texas law, the T now had the ability to take it over. To be fair, the schools that were failing would have been forced to shut down if the T didn't take over, so it was a bad situation either way. Right? Schools are complicated. But they're just like, oh, we can't go to this funeral for the student we taught. We have to go to a meeting. Well, we showed up. Thank you. Good day. I have a funeral to go to. Goodbye. That is exactly how that shit goes. But thank you all so much for being here, for being awesome. Remember to stay hydrated. You're awesome. I'm feeling a lot better. I was full of a lot of rage. My computer is dying, so that's sad. But yeah. Thank you so much for being here. Have a lovely day. Thank you very much to my Patreon and Ko-fi supporters, Diamond and Micah. You guys are awesome. So, yeah. Bye-bye.